likely allowing him to avoid any jail time. Joining me now is Virginia Congressman Ben Cline. He's a member of the Judiciary, Budget, and Appropriations Committees. Congressman, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here.
Hey, good to be with you, Maria.
What can you tell us about this investigation into the Biden family influence peddling and Devin Archer expected to appear before your colleagues?
Well, it just shows that the rats are coming out of the woodwork to testify about their friend, Hunter Biden, and the business dealings of the family. It's no surprise to those of us who have followed this for some time, and the Judiciary Committee is waiting to follow the facts wherever they lead.
Yeah, I mean, the Justice Department is offering U.S. Attorney David Weiss, who led its investigation into Hunter Biden, for testimony before the House. In a letter, the DOJ writes, quote, "It is strongly in the public interest for the American people and for Congress to hear directly from Weiss." Congressman, I mean, these are two different stories here. Did he have the authority to lead this investigation or not?
Well, that's a good question, and we're going to ask all the questions about Hunter Biden's family, but more importantly, the fact that they have resisted providing any information about Hunter Biden, respond to any subpoenas. They think that they are a rule of law unto themselves. They're not accountable to Congress. Well, the Judiciary Committee sees it a different way, and we look forward to having Mr. Weiss before the committee and asking those important questions that the public have been deserving and demanding answers for many months.
And what does this mean for President Joe Biden? I mean, if all of this is true, that he and his family have taken in millions and millions of dollars from foreign nationals while he was a sitting vice president, and he was involved in all of this, what is his fate?
Well, it's the definition of corruption, and the American people have seen it happen in slow, real time and demanded answers. The Biden administration has delayed and obfuscated, but the facts are coming out. The Judiciary Committee is prepared to follow the facts. Jim Comer's committee is going to get to the bottom of it. And this Congress is working for the American people to provide answers to the American people and hold accountable those in positions of power all the way up to the Oval Office.
So are you saying that there could be an impeachment of Joe Biden?
Well, we'll follow the facts wherever they lead. But when our own speaker says that that has to be on the table, you know that the facts are pretty dire for this president.
What about the appropriations process? You're on the Appropriations Committee. What should we expect in terms of the upcoming bills? And there's many people who say we're going to see a government shutdown. What is the plan?
Well, nobody wants a shutdown, but what we do want is fiscal responsibility. And back when this debt ceiling bill was passed, many conservatives weren't satisfied with the level of cuts that were going to be necessary. We're demanding more cuts. The Freedom Caucus is pushing to make sure that the bills on the floor this week, Milcon VA and Ag, both have sufficient cuts to meet those pre-COVID spending levels that were demanded back when McCarthy was elected Speaker.
So what about the money, for example, that the FBI wants for their new headquarters? How are you going to hold the line in terms of all of this spending?
The Justice Department is a particularly tough nut. They've seen massive increases in FBI, DOJ levels over the past several years. And we want to make sure that with all of the lack of accountability going on, that we use the power of the purse to make sure that the FBI is responsive to Congress and not just behaving in a political manner, abusing their authority.
Yeah. The House Judiciary also considering holding a Thursday vote to hold Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg in contempt of Congress. Can you tell us more about this, Congressman?
Absolutely. We've been demanding not just from DOJ and from the FBI, but from the private sector as well. Meta has been particularly neglectful in providing that information about weaponizing their own business against conservatives to make sure that they work with the Biden administration to censor conservatives. The Judiciary Committee wants that information. I'm chair of the subcommittee on responsiveness and accountability to oversight, and we've been demanding this information for many months. It sounds like we're going to have that accountability, but it's going to be in the form of having to go ahead and censure those individuals for failing to provide that information.
Will Zuckerberg come in front of your committee again, or?
He has not indicated that he's willing to come before the committee again, but when we have to take action to make sure that whether in the public sector or in the private sector, individuals who do not follow the instructions of Congress are held accountable, and that includes some of our most powerful corporations like Meta.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. Thanks very much for being here this morning.
Thank you.